Do you experience wrist discomfort when you practice yoga? If so, watch this video for some tips and drills and modifications to help you deal with some of that wrist pain. Hi everyone, my name is James Roberts. Thank you so much for watching this video and coming to my channel where we do yoga tips and drills and also yoga product reviews. So I hope you subscribe and come back for more content. Today we're going to focus on wrists, and wrists are an area of the body where I get the most complaints or comments from students as a teacher about people experiencing pain, and I get it, especially in modern Western yoga where it's very Vinyasa influence. We're doing a lot of down dogs, a lot of up dogs, a lot of planks and chaturangas and all of those things that are wonderful for our bodies but can take a toll on our wrists, especially if they're not quite prepared to take that level of weight or that level of stress. So these exercises that we do today are to help your body and your wrist get a little bit more prepared to bear that kind of weight. So let's get into it. And in addition to those drills, we'll do a few modification options for popular common poses at the end as well. All right, and so for our first exercise here, start by reaching the arms forward in front of you. And this can be done seated in a chair, seated on the floor, wherever is best for you. But just the arms are in front. We're going to let those palms face forward, almost like you're pressing out into an imaginary wall. Good. We're going to take the right hand, use it to get a little bit more extension in the left wrist, pulling back ever so slightly or with as much force as your body is allowing today. Doesn't have to be too much at all. Take one more inhale here. From here, you can let go of that left wrist, left hand, but try to keep the wrist in as much extension as you found earlier with the right hand pressing back. It's really going to activate the forearms and really help you maintain this wrist extension when you're in your planks, when you're in your arm balances, when you're in, tabletops, anything that has the shoulder basically stacking right on top of the wrists. Good. One more inhale. Let that go. You can shake it out for a moment. And we'll do the same on the other side. So we'll start again, arms long in front, extending those wrists, using the left hand now. Get a bit more extension on the right side. So we're getting a little bit of passive flexibility using the left hand to kind of draw back on the right. And we're going to see if we can get that into some active flexibility as we let the left hand release. Good. And try to, again, maintain that wrist extension on this right side for a moment or two. One more inhale. Exhale, you can let it go. And again, shake it out if that feels good for you. Awesome. Next drill, we'll get into some sunbursts. So let's reach the arms long in front again, but we're going to make fists this time. Really feel your fingers drawing in toward the palm for making a nice strong fist. From here, we're going to let the fingers splay all the way out. Lots of energy through the fingertips here as well, reaching out into the space around you. And again, let the fists draw in full energy. We're going to get these a little bit faster, and even faster than that, and even faster than that. So keep going. You will again probably feel this in the forearms as well. Let's do about 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, shake it out, everyone. Very, very nice. So that's going to really help you when you're in your down dogs, when you're in your planks, to get the feeling of kind of gripping down into your mat. This action, that action of gripping down into your mat that you find when you start to bring the fingers in for the fists, that will help you find stability and really take some of the weight and pressure off of your wrists when you're in your supported arm positions. Awesome. Let's start to move now into a tabletop. Great. So again, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, nice little tabletop here. If you're someone who wants some padding under the knees, go ahead and do that. But from here, we're just gonna begin to shift some weight back and forth. So forward, shoulders can move a little bit past the wrists, and exhale back. Shoulders moving a bit past the wrists, and exhaling back. So we're just shifting weight forward and back. Still try to keep the hands gripping down into the floor here, like we found in those little sunbursts. Good, so those fingertips are really pressing down into the floor, especially the thumb and the forefinger. From here, we're going to let the fingertips start to move out to the sides of our mat. And we're going to shift that weight left to right now. Again, gently. Doesn't have to be any further than your body is allowing today. And then we'll go again, letting those fingers rotate again now toward the knees. And you may not get the fingertips all the way facing toward the knees. That is perfectly okay. You may have to keep the weight a little further forward if this wrist extension is a little intense. This is a little bit more intense than the other options. And then maybe you start to shift some weight back. And then once again, this shift may be a little bit smaller than the others, and that is okay. Good. All right. So from here, you can let the fingertips come back forward facing the front of your mat. And from here, we'll get into some wrist flexion, and we'll bring the palms to face up. And now, I like to start with a bit more weight toward my lower body, sitting back toward my heels, and then probably gradually adding a bit more weight toward the hands here, rather than starting with a lot of weight on the hands. Just gradually giving myself a little bit more depending on where my body is today with those wrists. Good. All right. Let's start to sit back up here. Nice, everyone. And from here, I think we're going to do one more drill, and then we'll get into some modifications. These little wrist push-ups that I've been starting to add into my practice a bit more. I'm just going to share it with everyone now. We'll start, again, sitting back toward the heels, but with the hands pressing down into the floor in front of you, moving toward your tabletop. Moving toward your tabletop. But again, keep a little bit more weight back onto the knees rather than bringing your weight fully onto the hands like you would in the traditional tabletop. So we're a little bit further back than a traditional tabletop. So press those fingertips down into the floor so much that the wrists start to lift. And exhale down. And again, press fingertips down, wrists start to lift, exhale down. And just keep doing that. Nice, everyone. And if you're wanting to add maybe a little bit more resistance, this is where you can begin to shift a little bit more weight forward toward the hands. So the hands have to work a little bit more to press the wrists off the floor. And again, notice I'm not in the traditional tabletop here. My shoulders are not completely over my wrists. That is a lot of work for the hands to do. So we bring a little bit more weight toward the knees and the lower body so that we can start to press the fingertips down and begin to lift the wrist. And again, you can gradually more and more shift shoulders forward, more toward the wrist to give yourself a little bit more weight if you want to add a bit more resistance today. Good, everyone. All right. Awesome. All right, so from here, if you have blocks, go ahead and grab them. And we'll go through a few modifications here. Have the blocks in front of your mat, about shoulder width apart. They can be on the lowest level, maybe the second highest level as well, depending on what you need today. But let's start finding our tabletops with the wrists on the blocks. with the hands on the blocks pressing down. Very nice. If you have the foam blocks, they'll probably have a little bit more give for the wrist, which can be helpful if you're experiencing some wrist pain. Starting to maybe press hands into the blocks on your tabletops or on your planks and on your down dogs. So let's start to make our way toward a plank for a moment. Extend that left leg behind. Right leg behind as well. Tucking the toes, shoulders down, neck is long. Great, everyone. And from here, we're just going to send the sit bones up and back into a down dog. Nice, everyone. And if you have your hands on your blocks, you can start to grip the blocks with the hands. So again, you're not putting quite as much stress on the wrists in your downward facing dogs if blocks are not available. An option here is gripping the sides of your mat in your downward facing dog as well. Nice, everyone. So you can start to bring those knees back down. I'm going to come back to sit on my block. I like to have a little bit of elevation. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have suggestions about what you would want to see me cover in the future as far as drills or tips or maybe mini classes that you would like to see. Follow me on Instagram. I do teach an Instagram live class every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Feel free to check that out. And yes, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on this video. I think I covered all the YouTube-y stuff. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.